All right, guys, welcome back to this channel. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Check it out. The media has been so biased against the president. So biased. For the last 4 years, they have done so many horrific things to him. I mean, we could count them. His family has been attacked. His wife has been attacked. His children has been attacked. I mean, they have edited video. They have passed the wrong information. They have turned millions of people against him. They have claimed things that he didn't do, like he's a racist. Every single time I hear the president is a racist, I'm like, give me an example. They can't give you an example. I was like, whoa, that's what you hear in the media. I said, well, I don't care what you hear in the media. I want you that calling out the president for being racist, especially from white people, because I'm Hispanics. So if it's racist towards me, and I don't find him racist. So what is he doing that is racist? They can't tell you anything. In fact, Hispanics and even blacks agrees because we voted for him. I think they had like one of the biggest Hispanic boosts ever. Like Cubans are voting for him like it's cool. Why? Because we don't find him racist, because we find him that he's actually doing a great job. Historical numbers for low unemployment and, giving us jobs so we could raise our family and take care of our children. Thank you, Mr. President. But again, the media has been really unfair. And the crazy thing is that now they're calling for unity. Unity. Let's hug it. Get out of here, man, with your nonsense. Get out of here. And now they call him loser. Now they call him all these names. I mean, it has not stopped. They have been completely biased against him. I want to play a couple videos here, and I want to start a conversation. Everything is coming here out of my brain housing group. Some things that I have here in my brain that I want to share with you guys. Before I get into that, check it out. If you want to support the channel, become a patron. My patrons, they're amazing. You can donate $1 a month, a couple bucks a month, whatever you want to do. I definitely appreciate that. Thank you so much to all my patrons. And definitely subscribe. Share my videos. Share this video with somebody. I appreciate when you share the videos. Facebook, anything like that. They may get you in trouble, but I definitely appreciate when you share my video. Let's hit the intro and let's get started. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do it. All right, I'm excited about this video because I got a couple things here that I want to share with you. And like I say, I'm scared of this. I'm really scared of this because if the media continues this propaganda, I think that there's going to be repercussions and the media is going to get rich. Remember this, guys. They're preaching division in order to make money. They're making money out of this. The more we fight each other, is two things are going to happen. One, they're going to make a lot of money. Two, we can accomplish nothing for the glory of God, right? Because when we are divided, we cannot stand together. I mean, that makes sense, right? So again, the media want us divided so they can continue to spread all this lies, they can continue to get the ratings, and they can continue to make money. While we, the little people in the bottom, are fighting for nonsense. People fighting with the family members, people fighting at work, people fighting with the friends, relationships being ruined. And what is the media doing? All this huss from CNN and Fox News making millions upon millions of dollars, and we being, idiots over here fighting over this. Anyway, that's a different video for different things. But again, there is issues with the elections. To me, there are severe issues, and I think that it's important to investigate those issues, right? I would think that is completely important, but the Democrats obviously don't think that is important. Check it out here, Ted Cruz.
I mean, the mainstream media was always bad, but with the election of Donald Trump, they got exponentially worse. I think Trump broke the media. The relevant point here is the media don't get to decide the presidency of the United States.
That's right.
That's the voters. The American people get to decide that.
And again, that's what people are saying right now. It's like, well, Biden won already. Biden won. And I'm like thinking, like, who said that? CNN? Fox News? The media don't decide if the president wants the election or not. The elections are still going on. But the reason why they're doing that is because they could pass the propaganda. Now after that, now they could start talking about, what about if the president doesn't want to leave? Do we have to get this? Do we have to get that? They bring all these experts and they talk about it. And people dig it. People sit down on the couches and they watch it and they're making money while the American people are being, again, divided.
And yes, we had an election 9 days ago. But we now have a series of contested results. We have
That's right.
recounts that are proceeding. We have litigation that is challenging the results. And an election isn't final till the results are final. And so everyone watching should just give a little bit of time to let the process play out. The objective should be clear. Count every single legal vote and ensure that votes that were illegally cast, that were fraudulently cast, are not counted. And we have a process to determine that, and that process is ongoing right now in the legal system. I mean, the main...
Now, remember this. Now, let's remember this. As the first debate went around, President-elect, whatever that is, which is, whatever, man. It reminded me when I picked up Staff Sergeant, and they call you, oh, you're a Staff Sergeant Select. You're still a sergeant waiting to get promoted to Staff Sergeant. But in that case, it's actually official. You're actually waiting. But again, you know, in the first debate, Biden says that he was not going to do anything until all the votes were legally counted. But now he went back into his promise, obviously. And now he's claiming all these things. He even has an office, little office in the back that says, you know, kind of like more fancy than the Jar 6 studio saying President-elect. He's talking to foreign leaders. Like, who are you? Who are you to be talking to people? Like, you're not the president of the United States. You need to hold your place, figure out what this happened, and if you win, you could start making those connections. But you haven't even been certified. There's no reason why he's talking to no one. Really no reason. We don't know who's going to win this. We don't know what kind of deals he's trying to make. We don't know anything yet. What we really know is that there's allegations of fraud and he needs to be investigated. And I would think the Democrats want a fair election as well, but no. Obviously, they are disregarding everything. They don't care because they are in this propaganda saying that they won and they want to turn around the American people and they want to create more chaos, more destruction, more everything. I want to show you this right here because, again, this is pretty crazy. This is CNN right here. Like I say, just creating the drama, right? Let me make sure that I'm here in the beginning.
Senator John McCain. She's now a member of the Biden Transition Advisory Board. Thanks so much for joining us. And I want to get your reaction to what we just heard. Former President Obama just spoke out about the president's adamant refusal, at least so far, to accept the election results. He gave an interview to Scott Pelley.
I don't get how these people want the president to accept that when there is complete allegations of fraud. I don't understand why they cannot say things such as, hey, you know what? We need to wait. We need to figure it out. Let's find out what this happened. Remember, the purpose of the news is to inform the American people so they can make a determination. Obviously, they're being biased. We know that. It's CNN.
Of CBS News, listen to this.
What are these false claims of widespread election fraud doing to our country right now?
They appear to be motivated in part because the president doesn't like to lose and never admits loss.
Is it because in part of the president doesn't have to lose? What about in part in the fact that there is already evidence that the system that they used, Dominion or whatever it was, literally had a glitch that gave votes that were, you know, initially for Trump to Biden. There's already much documentation proving that. And they're part in the court right now dealing with that. What about all the claims of extra ballots coming in the middle of the night and all that there is over 200 and something people saying, you know what, this happened. And here is statements that we saw this. None of that stuff is coming to play. What comes to play is that the president doesn't like to lose. The president doesn't like to lose. You know, he just doesn't like to lose. Really? When I think it was like 47 different counties and a crazy amount of state used the same system that apparently, right, gave votes to the Democrats versus the Republicans. I mean, that needs to be investigated. Is it true? Is it not? We don't know. There's allegations of that. It needs to be investigated in order for our campaign to be truthful. Because if it's not investigated, why are we voting? I mean, it kind of eliminates the whole voting system. If it's already rigged up to the point that no matter what you write in the paper, the computer's going to give it to whoever they want, why are we even voting? obviously the campaign, obviously the elections are, compromised, and there needs to be something in order to give the American people that comfort that, you know what, our elections are truthful. So again, that's not what he's saying. He's saying, the president doesn't like to lose.
I'm more troubled by the fact that other Republican officials who clearly know better are going along with this, are humoring him in this fashion. It is one more step in delegitimizing not just the incoming Biden administration, but democracy generally.
Wow.
And that's a dangerous path.
Are you, like the former president, troubled by, do you think?
I'm not going to even listen to this lady. The stuff that she says is just nonsense to me. Let me go back over here. And I'm going to tell you, it's pretty crazy. The reason why I'm saying this, and I'm kind of showing you these things right here, is because the media have their own agenda. And as I'm looking at some of the things that they're doing right here, obviously they have their own agenda, and they're going to pass whatever propaganda they're going to pass, right? And I believe I had another video that I wanted to show you. Okay, this is the video that I wanted to show you here. Again, let's come here. This is Fox News, right? Right versus left. Even though Fox News is now known as being pretty left, right? And there's some drama about Fox News. There's some things that has happened. I mean, again, I may go into it. I got to do some research to be able to talk about. But again, Fox News is known for doing some weird stuff nowadays.
Now, and that's one of the major systems that were used to cast their ballots last week. The company. Now, and that's one of the major systems that were used to cast their ballots last week. The company is called Dominion
Here we go.
Voting. It's used in 28 states, as reported by JustTheNews.com and John Solomon. Several days ago, Dominion came under heavy fire after allegations that their machines caused thousands of votes in one Michigan county to be switched from Donald Trump to Joe Biden. Take a look.
In Antrim County, ballots were counted for Democrats that were meant for Republicans, causing a 6,000 vote swing against our candidates. The county clerk came forward and said tabulating software glitched and caused a miscalculation of the votes. Since then, we have now discovered that 47 counties use this same software in the same capacity. Antrim County hand-to-hand count.
So, I mean, what is this? Is this because the president doesn't like to lose? Is that what it is? The president doesn't like to lose. That's what it is? Because here it is, again, it's something that should be investigated. Either if you're left or you're on the right. It doesn't matter. It should be investigated. If there's allegations that our elections are compromised, it should be investigated. Any party should be able to push through that. But of course not. Let me tell you, he ain't that good. He's not that good to be able to get millions upon millions of people to vote for him. No one showed up to his rally. No one, it was sad. It was like you wanted to cry. He would be talking to no one, to 3 cars, right? More people supporting Trump showed up there than people supporting him. But apparently, he flipped 70 plus million people. He flipped several different Republican states. Wow, he's good. I think he got more votes than Obama. Wow, he's so good. The guy can't even speak. But again, it's because the president doesn't like to lose. That's why we have this dilemma, right?
Count all of the ballots, and these counties that use this software need to closely examine their results for similar discrepancies.
Now, tonight we did reach out to Dominion, and they are claiming that this was caused by a human error, had nothing to do with their operating system. But according to several...
All right, so they actually reach out to according to Fox News, they reach out to the company and says, well, this was so again, it's just showing that the machine could have issues, right? It's a human error. It's still going to be able to, again, to find out after the investigation. But there was actually, according to the company, there was actually a mistake. If it was human, machine, whatever it was, but there it is. Here we go. Let me come back over here. I'm going to tell you, this thing is insane. This thing is insane. And what worries me is how what's going to play out after this, right? I'm going to tell you a couple other things. Twitter, Facebook, censoring the press in the United States. Again, the top highest officials trying to pass information to the American people. And Twitter said, well, we deem that this is not true. What do you know? Are you there? Are you watching this lawyer? Are you part of this intel briefing? No, what you're doing is that you hire these companies that are a bunch of liberals to fact check the press of the United States, which are biased. It's insane. I mean, the lady, Miss Oren, you know, she's suing Facebook over this right now, hiring liberal fact, checkers. It has happened here to gun channels. We have seen that in the past where people come and review our videos and they demonetize our channel because the company that they hire is anti-Second Amendment. This is not new. This happened, maybe a year or so ago to a bunch of gun channels. So this is not a new thing. So again, you have Twitter censoring the press of the United States. You have Facebook censoring groups that are trying to pass information related to this, right? And again, they're not giving them, or they're passing their agenda as a one. So what is going to happen? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. We don't know in the next month what is truly going to happen. But if the president finds corruption, if the president team finds corruption and the lawyers and all that, and this thing gets overturned, I'm going to tell you, prepare yourself, because the media is going to say that President Trump stole the elections. That's what they're going to say. They ain't going to say something. I mean, I'm telling you, they could come, the company could say, they could have 110% evidence, 110% evidence that Dominion, that company, or whatever happened, there was fraud. They could be as sure as you can believe it, and they will deny it. And it makes sense, because remember, disciples and people walk with Jesus and they deny him. They crucify the Messiahs when God himself was standing in front of them. And they didn't see it. Why? Because they refused to know truth. So again, I'm going to tell you this right now. If by any chance happens and they have solid information that the president of the United States, they committed fraud and he won this election, solid information, they will deny it, and they will spread so much propaganda that they will initiate civil unrest, mass riots, and it's going to be horrific what's going to happen to the country, because the Democrats love that stuff. They love to see our country on fire and our people divided. I said this already, but I saw the people in New York City, how they had to bore down the businesses, and then now they're celebrating. I'd be so upset that you made me bore down my windows because you're threatening my business and you're threatening my life and the way that I provide for my family, that I had to bore my window and now I have to celebrate with you. No, I don't like that. So again, the media is going to pass so much information that it's going to create civil unrest and crazy riots. And the thing about this is that we go back to this. The rich continues to get rich. Guess who's going to be killed? The people in those communities. We're seeing people getting killed. And a lot of times these people are minority. Like the whole BLN, Black Lives Matters, but black people being killed. I'm like, what is going on here? It does not make sense. So be on the lookout. My advice to you is to continue to watch, the news. But if you're watching news, make sure you make the right decision. Make sure you do research. Just don't watch one thing and believe it. Don't watch one thing and believe it, because we don't know what's going on. But again, be prepared for civil unrest. I know a lot of these gun channels, they talk about, prepare yourself for civil war. I'm not getting there. Really, nah. But prepare yourself for civil unrest. Because if it's given back to President Trump, there's going to be issues. There's going to be communities being attacked. There's going to be looting. There's going to be mass civil unrest. And it's just going to be disgusting. Man, I hope to God Almighty that doesn't happen. I'm going to tell you, if you're a believer in Christ, pray for our country. Pray for our country. Pray for our president. Pray for our community. Be in prayer, because we need it right now more than ever. Let me know what you think. Put comments down below. And as always, God is in control.